Hi guys, it's Jack here from I Collect Apple, and it's that time of year again. It's iPhone launch day, or at least it was when I recorded this video. But this is the brand new 2019 iPhone 11 Pro Max in silver. Let's get it open. So, as I said, this is the silver iPhone 11 Pro Max. This is the 256 gig model. This is going to be my personal phone for the next year. And I'm upgrading from the XS Max. So as opposed to last year's iPhone XS Max, we have a few improvements. We have that triple lens camera system, which incorporates a new ultra wide angle lens. And you have a matte finish on the back. But other than that, the design is very, very similar. The Apple logo has been centered as well, which is another minor design tweak. But most of the changes are little spec bumps. So a better screen, Dolby Atmos support, tougher glass, better water resistance up to 4 meters. You've got an A13 Bionic chip in there, adding a bit more power than the already crazy fast A12 Bionic chip in there. So the big improvements this year are the camera and the battery. So that's another big feature here. The battery over the iPhone XS Max gains an extra 5 hours. So I am very excited to start using this phone. So the box is pretty standard as we'd expect. There are a few changes this year. If you buy an iPhone 11 Pro, you get a black box, whereas if you buy an iPhone 11, you just get the standard white box. Last time we saw black boxes were on the iPhone 8 line when you bought the Space Gray model. So if we flip it over, we're going to get that plastic off and get into this shiny new toy. So there is a nice pull tab, makes this nice and easy. As we've seen over the last few years, there's no longer a need to get a knife to get into these boxes. So I'll just pop that down and line it up. Let's get rid of that plastic, put it to one side because we don't need that right now. I get asked why I pay so much attention to the boxes and the little trivia side and things like that. It's because I love Apple devices. I love collecting them. I love learning all about them. So even the box matters to me. So when they bring out a phone with a black box opposed to a white box, hey, it's my thing. I get excited. So if we lift that up, we get to see the new phone. It's lying face down with nothing covering it this year. The first thing you see is the iPhone. A bit like a few years ago, they used to be on top. Now they're face down on top. So we see that beautiful silver design. I am so happy I went for silver. Obviously the new color this year is the midnight green. I've seen it, it looks great, but it's not for me in the slightest. I think the silver is really classy. I had a silver 10, I had a gold 10S. I'm glad to be back with silver, and especially with this gorgeous matte design. And I love the way the silver embraces those lenses. It doesn't try and hide them at all. It really makes them stand out. So I'm just going to lift the phone out the box, put it to one side for a minute and see what else we got. So we've obviously got our documentation down there. I love how the box has this line in it that follows the shape of the iPhone. The sort of rounded rectangle is ever present in the box. If we lift up the packaging, take it out, we've got our accessories. We'll get to those in just a second. Let's see what documentation we got this year. So we got our Hello Quick Start Guide. I'm guessing this is pretty standard, and yeah, it is. At the bottom here, no reference to AirPower this year. Obviously, that's well and truly gone. RIP. We got our SIM eject tool, as usual, so you can get into the phone. Quick diagram on how to do it if you don't already know. You got your legal and warranty information, the boring stuff, and 2 Apple stickers, which still aren't color matched. I know the phone's white, but if you buy a grey one, they'll still be white, which is a shame, especially on the colourful 11 line. So let's have a look at the accessories that come in the box. A bit different this year. So finally, on the iPhone 11 Pro, not the normal 11, but on the Pro, we have an 18-watt fast charger in the box, which is USB-C. Still Lightning on the phone end. But here in the UK, that means for the first time with an iPhone, we get folding pins. Now this means, another box trivia here, we in the UK have had thick boxes like this XS on the side because the pins on our plugs are quite big. And now the 11 Pro boxes are more like the size of the US iPhone boxes, such as this US iPhone XR. So we got the skinny boxes at last, which makes nerds like me happy. So if we go back to the plug, as you can see, USB-C there. I really hope next year's iPhone does move over to USB-C, but this year at least we are still on Lightning. We got a pair of Lightning earpods in the box. Still no AirPods. One day we can hope. And of course a USB-C to Lightning cable. I'm really glad we finally have a fast charger in the box. I think I made it clear already that I really like the design of this iPhone. It is a nice little evolution, a bit like the sort of Jet Black 7 was effectively a success, but it did look quite different because of the finish. We do have the plastic only covering the front this year, nothing on the back, which is interesting. And you've got Apple's corporate address there at the bottom of the screen, which used to be on the back. I love how the Apple logo almost has this frosted 3D effect to it, because it's actually underneath the matte finish. And here in the UK, we do still have regulatory labels on the back of our iPhones. And no, they're not fake. Let me show you. This is a quote-unquote real iPhone from the US with no labels. And these are British iPhones, where we still have the labels. This is also in other countries as well. Luckily for us though, on the 11 Pro, Apple has done a really good job of hiding them under the matte finish, so in some lights you can't even see they're there. Which results in a really minimalistic branding approach to the iPhone this year. It looks really good, just the single Apple logo, no iPhone text on the back. The matte finish doesn't make it any more slippery, I don't think. The phone itself is a lot heavier than the XS Max, it's noticeable as soon as I picked it up. It really does feel great to hold in the hand. It's really premium, really sturdy, as you'd expect from a $1,000 up phone. Let's boot it up. Let's get it starting up for the first time. So we hold the side button until we see the Apple logo. And there it is. We'll just pop that down. This is the first boot, so we'll get a little flicker and then it will come back in a moment. So yeah, this is the 11 Pro Max. Also available is the smaller 5.8-inch iPhone 11 Pro. Specs are the same except for an extra hour battery life in the Pro Max. Now I will eventually get used to that name. Here's a silver iPhone 10, just so you can see the sort of comparison. The edge is exactly the same, but obviously glossy back on the 10 and 10s, whereas you've got the matte back on this. So they've just changed it up, a nice mid-cycle refresh, and then I'd expect next year with the iPhone 12 or whatever it is, we'll get a full redesign, hopefully more like the 2018 iPad Pro. That would be quite nice, I think. So yeah, here it is, all turned on for the first time in the setup screen. Ready to go, really. This year my prayers have been answered and Apple are making their clear case for the flagship phones, finally. So I've got one of those to go onto the phone to give it some protection. I'll probably end up using it without a case, but we'll see how long it lasts. That's really it for this unboxing, guys. Let me know which colour your favourite is, and which, if you've gone for an iPhone 11 Pro, which one you went for. If you want to see any more of my content, you can find my website at blueinkcode.com, where I post about my Apple collection and general goings on in the Apple world, or you can listen to my fortnightly podcast, The Blue Ink Show, which is available on Apple Podcasts, Overcast, Spotify. So just search for it on there, and that is every other week. We cover topics such as the things you'll find on this channel, whether that's about Apple or just general goings on in the world of tech. So thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.